Ladies and gentlemen, let me be brutally honest with you from the start in life. Power isn't handed over, it's earned and safeguarded. And for women, navigating the dynamics of relationships demands a strategic edge. Today, I'm here to tell you something controversial yet vital. A woman must always hide three things from a man. This isn't about deception, it's about wisdom. It's about knowing what's worth sharing and what must remain yours alone. You see, life isn't a fairy tale and relationships aren't castles in the sky. They're battlegrounds where respect, power, and understanding must be fought for every single day. Let's talk about mystery, a word that often gets misunderstood in the context of relationships. When I say a woman must embrace the power of mystery, I'm not advocating for deceit or playing games. No, this is about commanding respect and maintaining intrigue. This is about understanding that not every part of you needs to be on display for the world or any man to dissect, analyze, or own. Mystery is not weakness, it is strength in its purest, most unapologetic form. When you're mysterious, you create curiosity. And curiosity is powerful. It draws people in, makes them lean closer, eager to know more. But here's the kicker: mystery also creates boundaries. It tells the world that there are parts of you that cannot and will not be laid bare for anyone. It's a statement that says, I am whole on my own, and you will not define me by what you see alone. Consider this: have you ever noticed how people value what they don't fully understand? The rarest gems are those locked behind vaults, unseen by most, whispered about, coveted. That's mystery. It's about recognizing that the less you reveal, the more value you hold. A woman who reveals everything, her thoughts, her fears, her plans, her emotions, risk becoming mundane in the eyes of those who don't deserve her fullness. You see, men are wired to chase. They thrive on the thrill of the hunt. And if you strip away the chase, if you hand over every piece of yourself without restraint, you rob the relationship of its natural intrigue. But when you're mysterious, when you hold back just enough, you keep him intrigued, always wondering, always engaged. This isn't manipulation, it's mastery. It's about understanding how to wield your presence as a force of nature, not just as an open book waiting to be read. Mystery isn't just about what you keep hidden, it's about how you present yourself. It's in your confidence, the way you walk into a room and own it without needing validation. It's in your ability to smile without revealing every thought behind it, to answer questions without spilling your soul, and to remain composed when the world expects you to unravel. Mystery is in the pause before you speak, the quiet assurance in your voice, the look in your eyes that says, there's more to me than you'll ever know. Being mysterious doesn't mean being aloof or unapproachable. It's about balance. It's about knowing when to share and when to hold back. It's about understanding that not every question deserves an answer, and not every answer has to be complete. A man who values you will respect the parts of you that remain a mystery, because he knows that mystery is part of your magic. And a man who can't handle that, he doesn't deserve the privilege of your presence. A mystery also protects you. When you hold back certain parts of yourself, you shield them from judgment, exploitation, or misunderstanding. The world doesn't need to know every move you make, every dream you hold, or every emotion you feel. That's not being dishonest, that's being discerning. You don't owe your soul to anyone. You owe it to yourself to protect what makes you uniquely powerful. Ladies, your mystery is your power. It's the key to keeping others intrigued, ensuring your respect, and safeguarding your essence. Embrace it unapologetically, because when you master the art of mystery, you don't just survive in this world, you conquer it. Let's get one thing crystal clear: boundaries are not barriers, they are the essence of self-respect. Too many women fall into the trap of believing that being entirely open and transparent is the way to a man's heart. They confuse vulnerability with trust and think that by laying it all bare, they will be loved more deeply. That's a lie and illusion sold to keep you powerless. Boundaries are not just lines in the sand, they are declarations of your worth. A proclamation to the world that says, this is who I am, and this is where you must stop. I think about this when you give too much of yourself. You are not being generous, you are being reckless. There's a dangerous assumption that love means giving every part of you away, leaving nothing in reserve. But the truth is, no relationship can thrive if one person is an open book and the other reads it cover to cover without ever earning the right. A man will respect you only as much as you respect yourself. When you allow someone to cross the boundaries of your emotional, mental, or even physical space without consequence, you're not just giving up a piece of yourself, you're inviting disrespect, even if unintentionally. It's not about withholding affection or being distant. It's about understanding that your time, your energy, and your emotional investment are valuable. You set boundaries not to punish others, but to protect what makes you powerful. Every time you enforce those boundaries, you're reminding both yourself and others of your worth. And let me tell you something, self-worth is the foundation of every great relationship, whether romantic, professional, or otherwise. When you draw a line and say, this far, no further, you're teaching others how to treat you. You're showing them what it means to interact with a person who values themselves enough to demand respect. And don't fall for the guilt trip. Oh, they'll try it. The moment you enforce a boundary, someone will accuse you of being selfish, cold, or even unloving. But that's their insecurity talking, not your truth. Remember, people who genuinely care about you will respect your limits without question. It's the ones who stand to gain from your lack of boundaries who will try to push back. Don't you dare let their discomfort shake your resolve. When you start to enforce your boundaries, something remarkable happens. The right people step up, and the wrong ones fall away. A man who truly values you will see your boundaries not as obstacles, but as evidence of your strength. He will recognize that being with you is a privilege, not a right. And those who can't handle it, let them walk. Don't chase after people who only stick around when it's easy. Boundaries don't make you unapproachable, they make you unstoppable. They don't push away the people who matter, they filter out the ones who don't. Think of it as a refining process, a way to ensure that the people in your life add value rather than drain it. If you've ever felt exhausted, resentful, or used, chances are you've been living without boundaries. That stops today. It's time to reclaim your power and understand that saying no is not rejection, it's redirection back to yourself. Let me leave you with this thought: boundaries are not a luxury, they are a necessity. Without them, you're at the mercy of others' expectations, opinions, and demands. But with them, you stand tall, unshakable, and untouchable. Every time you set a boundary, you're not just protecting yourself, you're building the foundation for the respect, love, and success you deserve. Don't just set boundaries, live them, breathe them, and let them become an integral part of who you are. Control over vulnerabilities is one of the most crucial aspects of maintaining your strength and power as a woman. You see, vulnerabilities are not weaknesses, they are pieces of your soul, your heart, your essence. When exposed recklessly, they become points of entry for others to manipulate, control, or undermine you. Vulnerability, when shared too freely, leaves you open to those who may not have your best interest at heart. If you're not careful, the very parts of you that should be your greatest source of power can be twisted and used against you. Now, I want you to understand something important. This isn't about building walls or becoming cold-hearted. No, it's about strategic self-preservation. It's about knowing what parts of you are sacred, what parts need to be nurtured and protected, and what parts can be shared when the time is right. You can't afford to throw your heart out there just because you feel a momentary connection. A person who doesn't have the respect for your vulnerabilities will never have the respect for your strength. And without respect, the foundation of any relationship is weak. Too many women let their guard down too quickly, thinking that if they share everything, every detail, every past trauma, every insecurity, they'll form some deeper bond. But here's the cold truth: you are not obligated to bare your soul for someone else's comfort. You are not a project. And your vulnerabilities are not invitations for someone to try to fix you or take advantage of you. They are a part of you that needs to be respected, handled with care, and only shared with someone who has proven they can handle it with the same level of reverence. Consider your vulnerabilities as your most valuable assets. They hold the key to your emotional depth, your ability to empathize, and your capacity for connection. But these assets need to be guarded, not because you fear others, but because you value yourself enough to understand that not everyone is worthy of such intimate knowledge. When you hand your vulnerabilities to someone, you're giving them a part of your strength, your essence. It's not something that should be given away on a whim. When you control what you share and when you share it, you maintain authority over your own narrative. This control is your power. It shows that you are the one in charge of your emotions, your life, and your destiny. People will respect you more when they see you stand firm in your sense of self. They'll admire you for your ability to keep a level of mystery and reserve, for your confidence in withholding just enough to keep them wondering. This is not manipulation, it's self-respect. When you protect your vulnerabilities, you protect the most powerful parts of who you are. Understand this, the moment you let your guard down without discretion, you are exposing yourself to potential harm. And when that harm comes, don't be surprised if it comes from someone who once claimed to love you or who you thought cared. They will use the very things you revealed to try to control you. People who do not respect your vulnerability are never capable of truly valuing your strength. They will use it against you when it suits them. So remember, this control over your vulnerabilities is not about hiding your truth. It's about having the strength to choose when, where, and with whom you share your truth. It's about knowing that your story, your emotions, your inner world are precious, and they should not be given away cheaply. You are the keeper of your soul, and those who truly love and respect you will never ask for more than you are willing to give. They will understand that your vulnerabilities are not for exploitation, they are for connection, for growth, and for a deeper bond built on mutual trust and understanding. When you start controlling your vulnerabilities, you stop giving others the power to use them as leverage. You take back the narrative. You stop being a victim of your past or your fears, and you start becoming the author of your own future. That's where the real power lies, knowing that no one can break you, because they don't have access to the parts of you that could ever destroy you. When you control your vulnerabilities, you control your destiny. And that's when you become unstoppable. You want to know one of the biggest mistakes you can make in this world? Giving someone the privilege of knowing your dreams before they've earned it. You see, your aspirations, your vision for the life you're going to create are sacred. They are the very essence of who you are, your future, your legacy. And to allow just anyone into that sacred space is like handing them the keys to your kingdom without even knowing if they'll protect it or burn it to the ground. So what do? You keep them close, you keep them hidden, and you guard them with everything inside of you. Too many women in this world give their dreams away too soon. They share their plans with the first person who says they're interested. They spill their hopes to anyone who asks, thinking they'll find support, thinking they'll be validated, thinking someone else will see them the way they see themselves. But that's the wrong approach. Your dreams are the foundation of everything you're going to become. They aren't for everyone to see or touch. They are for the few who understand the weight of them, who have earned the privilege of holding them with care. Don't give your hopes away to people who can't see the value in them. Don't give them to someone who doesn't have the capacity to help you nurture them, or worse, to those who might try to tear them down. Because, and let me be clear on this, people will try. People will look at you and they'll tell you your dreams are too big, too unrealistic, too far out of reach. They'll try to fit your bold ambitions into their narrow, limited worldview and expect you to follow their lead. But your dreams were never meant to fit into anyone else's box. They were meant to break through, to disrupt, to make waves. And that's why only a few truly deserving people should even get a glimpse of them. You're going to hear voices, people who claim to have your best interests at heart, who will try to talk you out of your goals, or worse, talk you down from your own potential. They'll tell you that your aspirations are too much, too grand, too demanding. They will tell you that it's okay to settle for less, to follow a safer, simpler path. But here's the thing, they are not the ones who will live your life. You will. That's why you have to be selective about who gets to be a part of your journey. You don't have to announce your plans to the world. In fact, you shouldn't. You build in silence, you dream in silence, and you let your actions speak louder than your words. People will see the results, and that's when they'll want to know how you did it. And by then, by the time they come knocking, you'll be so far ahead, they won't be able to catch up. Now, let me tell you something else. Your dreams, your vision, they should scare you. They should excite you to the point that you feel nervous, unsure, and uncertain about whether you can pull them off. Because if they don't make you feel that way, then you're playing too small. You're playing safe, and trust me, safe is the enemy of greatness. The minute you start playing it safe, you're already letting your dreams slip away from you. But here's the truth, you're not meant to play small. You're meant to dominate. You're meant to elevate, to rise above the ordinary, to make an impact that will resonate long after you're gone. But that doesn't happen by sharing your vision with everyone you meet. It happens by keeping your goals close, by protecting them from those who might try to knock you off course. It happens by focusing on what you want, relentlessly, without needing anyone's approval. You don't need permission to chase your greatness. You don't need someone else's validation to make your dreams a reality. So from this day forward, remember this, your aspirations are yours. Don't give them away. Don't let anyone dim your fire or water down your dreams. Let them remain sacred and untouchable, for when the time is right, when the right people come along who are worthy of sharing them with, they will see the fire in your eyes and the drive in your soul, and they will know. And until then, you keep building, you keep pushing, and you keep your dreams closer than you've ever kept anything else. Because when you protect your vision, when you keep your ambitions untarnished and whole, there is nothing that can stop you. So let me leave you with this, your dreams are not for everyone. They are not for those who would try to dim your light, or those who are too small-minded to see the magnitude of what you're capable of. Your aspirations are a reflection of your potential, your power, and your purpose. You are the only one who truly knows the fire that burns within you, and you are the one responsible for protecting that fire. In a world full of distractions, naysayers, and people who will try to pull you in 1,000 different directions, remember this, your vision is your responsibility. Keep it close. Guard it fiercely. And above all, never, ever let anyone take it from you. Because once you realize the power of your dreams, once you commit to keeping them untouchable and sacred, there's nothing that can stop you from achieving the extraordinary life you were always meant to live. Now go out there and conquer. Keep your aspirations close. Let your actions speak louder than your words, and show the world what you're truly capable of. The journey to greatness starts with you, and it begins today. Thank you